What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Diners, Drivers, and Jives. It's me, it's Honest Audrey. What's up? What's going on? I'm super excited to be able to talk to you. So, grab some popcorn, preferably from Colonel's, because they're the best ever, and some honesty. That's the only tea and the only way to go. Okay, and sit down. Let me talk to you for a minute. So, I have this friend who is really great. He's super talented. He's a singer pursuing artistry. He's great, but he's kind of in this place of transition where church is just not an option for him. He's fed up, and I guess that kind of led me to want to talk to you guys about church for millennials. We as millennials feel less and less of a need for church. People who collect offerings, sing to selections, and have deacons and a board of trustees. We feel like there's no need for it anymore because a lot of the times churches stray away from fellowships, and they stray away from spacing of being a hospital more so than being a court of law. Our generation as millennials, we kind of have just been fed up. And I realized that when I was talking to my particular friend, we were just talking about church and what church have you been to as of late? What's your church home? That kind of thing. And the conversation just went left because there have been so many polluted relationships and polluted experiences that happened because of church, according to our understanding. And it made me reflect on a time where I felt like I was good on church. I loved the Lord. I read my word. I was going to fast. I still was going to minister to people and help feed the sick, raise the dead. I still was going to try to do my part, but as far as saying I belong to blah 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 assemblies of the Baptist Pentecostal Apostolic, I was good on that. I remember that my reasoning for that was kind of the same as this friend that I was talking about. It was because of the interactions that I had. It wasn't because of what God had done to me. It wasn't because I prayed for something and it didn't happen. It had nothing to do with the stances of what the Lord says in His Word. It had everything to do with the people. I started to associate God with the people. And I'm saying all that to say our generation, I think we're struggling a lot to see God despite people. And we forget that God moves through people, but how we choose to express what the Lord says to us or what He gives to us, especially as leaders, liturgy, as those that are everybody but lay members, all of those people, we mess up. We take advantage of people. We take advantage of people's gifts. We use them up until they're empty, or we will scare people into Christ. You don't want to go to hell, so get saved, instead of saying God is great and He loves you and He has more for you than the world can give you, so give your life to Him so He can show you this other beautiful side of life. No, we're scared into it. At some point in your life where there are colored glasses that are eliminated, you'll start to see God in a different way because of the God that the church a lot of times will present to us. So we as 22 and 23 and 25 and 27-year-olds, we're just kind of empty now. We went into church thinking that church was God. We started to make church our God and felt like if I wasn't on the altar praying, the Lord wasn't going to hear me. Or if I didn't confess my sins to my pastor, I wasn't going to be forgiven. When those are all not true biblical aspects. But with all of that being said, I still understand being human and just knowing that anytime anyone hurts you, of course your natural instinct is to flee from a hurting situation. And that's just kind of where my friend is right now. I guess I found myself turning into the person that I was annoyed with when I was in his place. That was a lot. But what I'm saying is, when I was in a place where I was straight on church, I didn't want to hear somebody saying, don't forsake the assembling of yourselves amongst the God. I didn't want to hear that. I started to feel myself turning into that person when I was talking to him. And I had to stop and check myself. My husband even helped me check myself. He kind of let me know, well, remember you were in that place too? Be sensitive to the fact that He's still human. Though we have an understanding of Christ and forgiveness and understanding, we still have human side and we still have feelings. And in order to get to accepting things on a spiritual side, you have to deal through your feelings. It made me just kind of realize I needed to back up a little bit, take his perspective, try to take a more embracing perspective instead of the scary into doing right type of perspective. Now my whole goal for this particular friend, and you if you're listening and saying, yeah, I'm not on church like that, My goal is just to say church is not about the people. And we make it about the people, especially with the African American experience. We make it about entertainment and we make it about the people, but it's not. It's about, especially in this time and age in 2017, a lot of it is about sacrificing yourself. It's about sacrificing systems that you don't understand, organizations that don't make sense, theology that isn't biblical, sacrificing yourself beyond that to say that if this is the vein that you designed for me to hear you, God, and to see you, God, in a more clear way, then I'm willing to do it. I'm to walk through the fire to get what you've designed for me to have. That's my only goal now when I'm talking to people that are kind of in that place. It's just about you sacrificing of yourself, one small thing, being a part of an assembly, because there are other people in the church that are not bold enough to not be there anymore, that need to hear from people like you. They need to know that there are other people that don't like church but they love God, to know that other people want to give to the community. That's what the church is for. We're all in the same like-minded goal. But if you eliminate yourself from that, then how will anybody else who's in the same position as you feel like they're not a loner? So that's all it's really about. I'm not saying this to you because I love my church. I love God. I love people. I don't really like people. I'm introverted as funnel cakes, okay? But you get that later. Okay. I'm just saying that church is just not about people. We make it about people. People make it about people. It's not. It's about finding commonality. And you got to search for things that you say you want to find. You got to search for it. You got to look for it. Don't give up, okay? Think about it. Even if you still are in Bedside Baptist, think about it, okay? I love you guys. As always, please comment, like, subscribe, please. And I really love you so much. If no one told you today, I'll be the first to say it. I love you a ton. And you're beautiful, okay? Bye, guys.